Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Crit Hit Wild podcast. I'm Jared, your host, as always. Joining with me is Brad and Fred and Brandon from the beach. How's the beach, Brandon?
The beach is definitely better than West Virginia,
That's fair. I
in
mean,
case anyone was wondering.
well, hopefully the weather's treating you good there. How are you, Fred and Brad?
I'm doing fine. I'm enjoying the weather here in sunny West Virginia.
It was a pretty nice day today.
It actually it was today was very nice.
I never leave
How
the
was
house.
yesterday?
Yesterday was unbelievably hot.
Did it not storm yesterday?
Didn't yesterday
it's,
like dump a bucket of water on them?
it stormed the day before.
Yeah,
That's
it was
too easy.
a catastrophic rainstorm. A catastrophic thunderstorm came through on Tuesday.
Mhm.
Fun fact, I think that storm drove a bat to go into my attic. So,
Oh boy.
yeah, I don't hear him anymore. I think that I've heard that when it storms really bad, bats sonars get thrown all out of whack, and they'll just find like random spots to like go hide. So I guess one
Yeah.
somehow got into my house, and I haven't heard it for the last couple of days. So I'm assuming that it left the next day and didn't come back. But yeah,
Well, good. I'm glad. Oh, we're
exciting
not
So
good.
COVID-22 is starting at your house.
yeah, it's gotta be like what was that movie with Gwyneth Paltrow? Yeah. Oh,
What was the name of that movie? Outbreak, Pandemic,
Oh crap.
Contagion.
It's,
Was
yeah.
it called
Contagion.
Contagion?
I think that maybe that's what it was. Yeah, that was actually a really good movie.
It was. And
What?
Lawrence Fishburne.
Wasn't it like a bat? Wasn't that something? Or she had something that was like contaminated by an
It
animal?
was, I don't know, something like a bat bit a pig, and then a drop
It
of
was-
its blood got in the
Food or
that she
something.
bought.
Yeah, and she
Yeah.
got sick when she was out cheating on her husband. So that's a lesson. Don't cheat, or else you get viruses that kill millions of people.
It was a shockingly prescient movie
Oh yeah,
For-
absolutely.
for the next couple years.
Well,
the one thing that it didn't get correct is everyone took the vaccine.
that's fair. Well, moving on into, I guess, news and announcements. We have been absolutely slammed with, well, I guess not slammed, but we've been getting hit with back-to-back new characters. So this week we're going to be taking a look at Ursa Major, and as of today, as of recording, Malekith just dropped. So we'll save our takes on him for next episode, but looking good. Looking real good. I'm a fan of what they're choosing to do with the leaders of affiliations here recently. So
You bite your tongue. That's content for next episode.
it's just a little teaser, just a little peek under the tent. But yeah,
a lifting of the veil,
guarantee-
if you will.
I guarantee Brandon will have a list ready to share with us.
Brandon's so excited. Maybe we should just let him run the whole episode. Well, we don't even speak.
I am excited.
Yeah.
I'm trying to control myself so Fred doesn't yell at me.
But yeah, a lot of stuff coming out here recently. We have, let's see, I guess we got Malekith this week. I can't imagine that we won't be seeing Red Guardian soon for Winter Guard, but I mean, I would imagine it's next week, but we'll see.
It was odd that that came out of order.
Yeah,
Well,
but
it's because many extravaganzas going on right now.
Mm.
Yeah, they wanted something
oh,
big.
it is,
and
isn't it? I
big
forgot.
and drop.
Yeah.
I forgot.
That's why there's a bunch of Legion announcements today.
Well, hopefully we get some more MCP stuff over the next couple days, but
The MCP thing's tomorrow at noon our time.
they're going to do they still have a stream game going, don't they?
Yeah, that one's on Saturday, so I'll be at the tournament.
Well, I guess it goes without saying that you've done some updates to Cerebro as far as putting the new characters in, but is there
Yeah.
anything else going on with Cerebro?
Yeah, I made an update either today or yesterday is the latest one, and it's just a behind the scenes thing so I can capture some anonymous data. But before that, I added a bunch of stuff. I added a little note to slide items for more options so that people can hopefully know to slide the little items down. There's a weird thing with the resources section that I fixed. So if the resource leaves the site, it'll open in a new window now because the back button doesn't work on Chrome. It's like the only thing it doesn't work on. I also made it so that you know how when you start typing something and then you realize I meant to be on affiliations, but I'm actually on names. Now, when you switch over to affiliation, it will refilter.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, so it does that no matter what you're switching to. And I added the card pack. Added. Yeah, I didn't have the card pack on there, and I marked some cards that came out in like the Asgard pack and stuff that I hadn't marked that they came out in it. So all that stuff's working now.
Sounds like some nice little quality of life changes and some standard
Yeah.
updates. So, all right. Well, what have you guys been doing in the hobby world lately? I guess not just with MCP, but just anything you guys been doing very much.
Well, I have not been doing anything, but my significant other has painted Black Dwarf.
Oh,
I think I
nice.
brought this up last time, but he is now finished. And he looks awesome. Awesome enough that I probably will be bringing him in my roster to the tournament on Saturday.
Fred, may I
That's
request that
awesome.
you take a picture and post it in the Discord, please?
I will as soon as I'm back inside.
I'm ashamed that you didn't do that to begin with as soon as it was done.
Well, it's supposed to be a surprise. It's supposed to be a surprise.
Yeah, you could
Well, how
surprise
about
me
this? How
at
about
my
you send
home.
it to me and Jared since we won't be at the tournament? It'll be a surprise to Brad.
Oh, okay.
Does that seem fair?
Well, I will do that. I will do that shortly.
That's why we love you.
I yesterday put together Heimdall so that I
Ooh.
could play him with my Brotherhood last night. And then didn't get to play him.
So you're probably the first one that's actually put together that kit. How is the kit? Like, how do you rate it amongst the other kits they've released so far? Is it easy? Is it hard?
I've not put the Rainbow Bridge pieces on yet because I'm going to spray them separately white, just white.
On a scale of Ms. Marvel to Honey Badger, where are we looking?
Honey Badger's
Well,
not
Brandon
the
can do it without complaining to normal people.
Brandon would definitely complain a little bit, but he always does. I don't think it's too bad. The only real thing I ran into is there's this weird bit where the Rainbow Bridge is supposed to go in his foot, and it's not going to work. Unless you plan for that, I guess maybe it could work. I don't see how it could work. It's not too bad.
What about Scourge?
I've not put Scourge together yet because I wasn't planning on playing him yesterday.
Do you happen to know how many pieces he was on Sprue? Like, did he look rough?
Well, I've got the box right here. Let's take a look.
Take a little peeky peek.
Okay, well, his axe is 4 parts.
Huh.
What the fuck?
I'm just kidding. He has 7 pieces. He's got each arm, each leg, 2 for his torso, and then 1 for his head and shoulder.
That's not too bad.
No, there's another piece there.
Immediately triggered Brandon.
His shoulder and his head are 2 different pieces. What is that?
I don't like
that's the rock he's standing on. That's not a shoulder.
He's got bolder shoulders though, so I could see where you got
So it
confused.
sounds like he's pretty straightforward, as like most of them.
He is, yeah.
What?
If you
That
don't
is a concern.
if you don't count the Rainbow Bridge, Heimdall's similar, but he's got the 3 pieces of Rainbow Bridge that you gotta get on there.
All right. Doesn't sound like they're overall for people who are your more normal hobbies. Doesn't seem like they'll be that bad. So
No.
I don't think I've really ran across anything that's wanted me to like vomit since I put Sherry together. I think she's been like the only one.
Did you buy Wasp?
I actually haven't even put Wasp together yet. I've had no
She's
desire
the
to play
worst
her.
model.
Is she?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm not put
Her
her
upper
together.
arms are 2 pieces in that the front of her arm and the back of her arm are 2 different pieces.
Yeah, that sounds
I
awful.
thought
What is the
I-
Black
I found
Widow's
all.
Agent of Shields are 3 pieces, right?
Well, no, I don't mean upper arm and lower arm. I mean front and back. Like
Yeah.
her bicep and her tricep are 2 different
Don't
pieces.
don't you have arms and then like 2 parts of a blaster or like the wrist things for Black Widow?
I don't remember anything being as bad as Wasp. I hated her.
Wasp was miserable, but I looked at core box Black Widow's instructions and put it right back in the box.
Ultron was pretty bad in the core box.
I thought Ultron was fine.
I think he was bad if you went into it blind. Because the
And that's what I
instructions,
did.
yeah, the
I thought
instructions were a little wonky too. I think it was actually Jason White out of Morgantown. He actually made a post or something like that talking about how Ultron was like really weird. And I think he actually linked a video that went over the assembly. I think I watched that, so I actually didn't have too hard of a time with him. But I heard that he was actually a tough one.
Yeah, I had a lot of trouble. Well, and he was one of the first models that I put together because I thought to myself, I'm gonna be different. I'm gonna play Cabal with my core box, and I stopped doing that very quickly.
Until Malekith. I mean, I can't talk about that.
No, you can't talk about that.
Hey.
You hush your mouth. Well, I guess we can move on to games that we've played this week. I was supposed to have a TTS game for the league I was in. It was supposed to be the last round. Last week I did have to cancel my game and take the L because I had a friend visiting from out of town. And then this week, me and my pair, who is from the UK, I believe. So far we haven't been able to make it work just with the time zone change, so we're gonna try to see if the TO will let us push it to early next week, but no games for me so far. Brad, you play any games?
I did. I played 3 games last night, and 2 of them were MCP. So Michael doesn't get to come down very often. He was there, and we played a game. He was playing his crazy unaffiliated list, and so I thought I knew what I was getting into when we picked. It was Superpowered Scoundrels and Hammers? No. Hammers was the last time I played him. It'll come to. Oh, it was Montesi formula. And every time he's played it, he's put down like Thanos and X-23, Honey Badger, I think Venom, and just like a super killy list. And I was trying my Thanos Black Order list again. And we played 20 points. I played Corvus Proxima, Black Swan with Power Gem, Ebony Maw, no gem. Who am I
You put
missing?
Supergiant on the table.
Oh, and I
Yeah.
had Nebula.
Supergiant Soul Gem, the meta.
I had Nebula. That was my last model.
Okay.
And then he puts down
I love Nebula.
Complete Curveball. Puts down Venom, Voodoo, Black Cat, Toad, Shuri, Miss Marvel, which is 19 points. He played a point down.
Look
Oh
at
my
him,
God.
unaffiliated and a point down. What an absolute champ. What a madman.
So he's playing like every scenario piece in the game, plus Venom and Miss Marvel. And Miss Marvel, you could almost argue, is a pretty good scenario piece too for
Yeah, I was about to
secures.
say.
For secures, but he puts that down, and I'm like, oh, I'm in trouble. And we went back and forth for a couple rounds, and then I managed to kill most of his stuff to the point where the last turn he had 2 models left. I dazed both of them, and then won the game out.
Michael's
But it was rough.
he's an exceptional player. He's
Yeah,
very
it was
good.
rough.
But if you told me that you lost to that Franken roster, I was gonna be, I was gonna be just a little disappointed. Not much, but just a little bit.
This is the roster he's playing Saturday, I think.
Good luck on him.
With Thanos and X-23 and Honey Badger. So then CJ came in while Michael played CJ. Aaron and I played X-Men United. I played Apocalypse. He played Logan from Days of Future Past. And we played against the Maximoff twins, so Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver as the bad guys. And then I played Michael again. Let me see if I can think of what the scenarios were. I think it was Superpowered Scoundrels again. And I know it was Legacy Virus.
Timeout. Did CJ play Web Warriors or did he play something else?
He played Criminal Syndicate.
Okay, I thought that was the other
Ooh.
affiliation he was playing. Who won that game? Do you happen to know?
Ooh.
CJ.
Nice. Okay.
CJ won that game.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Then, we played 19 points.
You played Scoundrels and what else?
Legacy Virus. And I played Brotherhood, and my intention was to play Heimdall, but I have a specific thing for playing Legacy Virus. It's not one of my scenarios, but I'm so afraid of losing to it that I have tech for it. So I played my tech. He played that exact same list. So I thought I was in a lot of trouble. Toad finally got to live the dream, though.
Did you get all three?
He got all 3.
Oh, there it is.
Oh my God.
The last turn, I'll just tell you what the last turn was, because it came... I was at 10 and he was at 9 when this happened, or something like that. But at the end of the previous turn, I moved my black cat next to his black cat. But I did not steal the thing because he still had voodoo to go. He went ahead and Brother Daniel'd my black cat anyway. So the next turn I started with Magneto, killed Voodoo. He activated Miss Marvel, which was the mistake he made that lost him the game. And then my black cat went, stole, moved long, placed, moved long again to be behind Toad, who was in my deployment zone. And Michael looked at the game and he goes, I don't think there's anything I can do about that. And so Toad just got to take her virus off of her because he had already collected 2 of them.
Nice.
Nice. You love to see it. You love to see Toad get his win.
I've been trying to, since Legacy Virus has come out, I've been trying to get Toad to sacrifice himself, and he finally got to do it.
It does feel really good when you get that off.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
No, she's
Got-
not.
Well, have you been able to play any games at all with your friends up there, Brandon, or are you guys just mostly beaching it?
Yeah, I've been out of town since July 1st at this point. We've played some Pokemon, so we've been grinding some Pokemon games up here.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that we can kick it into the main topic of this week, which is Ursa Major. So if you guys are ready, we can get right into it. Ursa Major, aka Mikhail Ursus. I think that's how you would say that name is Mikhail.
Yep.
He is a 7 stam small mover, size 3/4 threat. I believe he's on a medium base. He has the barehanded slap physical attack, which is range 2, 5 dice. He has the standard power equal to damage dealt with a wild bleed attached to it. And then he has bare armed brawler, range 2, 7 dice, 3 power for a spender. Before damage is dealt, if the target character is size 4 or less, this character may throw the target character short. After this attack is resolved, the target character gains the stagger special condition, so no trigger needed. Just auto stagger when you use it. He has charge. It's your standard, more standard charge ability. 2 cost, which is really good. Action. You have move followed by an attack. So the attack can be either the bare-handed slap or the bare arm brawler. He has Ursine Temper, which is an active 3 power cost, which is a choose an interactive terrain feature size 3 or less within 2, throw it medium. Then he has the passive aggressive. So after an attack targeting this character is resolved, if this character suffered damage, it may advance short toward the God bless, I cannot speak. It may advance short toward the attacking character. We finally got it out. And that's it. A little bare bones on his card, but on his injured side, he has he has no changes. So I don't know if I talked about stat block or not, but he's 3/3/4. So kind of meh for 4 threat, I guess. I was expecting him to be 4 physical threat, but I mean I'll take the 4 mystic. So yeah, that's it for Ursa Major. What do you guys think about him? Let's start with you, Brandon.
I mean, he is fine. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't have a wow factor besides the fact that he's a bear. There's nothing that really, gets my gears running about him. I just feel like he's pretty generic. I do like his stamp pull, a lot. I do like the 7 and 7. That's above average there for a 4 threat character. Charge, throw. I mean, he does everything you kind of want him to do. I don't like the small mover. He should be. Is he on a medium or a large?
He's on a medium base. So
Yes, the medium base is fine, so he can get to the points. Small's still kind of rough, especially if only range 2 attacks. I kind of would have liked his builder to be range 3. No real reason, just would have been. Seems like these big 4 threat characters that kind of have this usually have a range 3 spender for whatever reason. So that would have been a nice little add, I guess, if they would have had that. But I mean, yeah, he's fine. This seems like very generic. Like the 5 dice on his builder too is kind of soft. I mean, like this feel like he feels so generic.
okay.
Like so generic.
All right. Well, what do you think, Brad?
What you need to know or realize about Ursa Major is that he's a bear, and that's cool.
That is cool. And I feel like
He's
they played
also-
off of that because they were like, we don't have to. He doesn't have to be good to sell. He's just a bear.
Yeah, he's also a mutant. That's an extra checkbox right there. A mutant bear. A mutant bear. I think if he didn't have a charge and a throw, he'd probably be bad. But he does have those two things, so I think he's pretty decent.
Okay.
Like he's not. And Brandon's reaction shows he's not setting the world on fire, but he's pretty good.
Pretty decent is the most hedge bullshit fucking answer of all time. You can't even go with he's pretty good. He's pretty decent.
He's pretty decent. I think he'll get played in faction, and you'll splash him if you want a bear in your team.
Yeah, I was gonna get to that point of when I went over splashability. That about the only way you're ever gonna splash this fucking guy is when you just you really want to play a bear, and I'm not. No one in this chat is gonna blame you for that.
I do really want to play a bear though. So,
What do you think, Fred?
I think that these guys have summed him up pretty well. I'm not blown away by what's on his card. And to what Brandon said, he does seem kind of generic. My first thought is he does what Kingpin kind of does, just not as good. But he does have some movement shenanigans that Kingpin doesn't have, and Kingpin wants very badly. And he does have a pretty nice little combination going on with the aggressive and Darkstar. So I think that he could be very mobile in the right circumstances. I'm not I'm worried that this team is gonna be a little bit pillow fisted because none of this. This guy is supposed to be the
is
big
that 3
hitter.
weeks in a row that Fred said that?
I think Brandon
I've
has
never
said
used the frame. I've never used the term pillow fisted.
I think Brandon
that
has
is
a
now
little bit more
it's the
down on
third different way you've said it.
Oh, let's see.
Yes, and that is my take. That's been my take with this faction, and it seems to be more and more correct. Here's the thing about this guy, though, that we don't know, and that is what cards he has associated with him. We know that there's a card that's called Bear Hug, and
I think that'll be Red Guardians.
that'll. Oh, really?
No,
Don't listen
you're
to
no,
him.
Fred.
So that's probably going to be an attack. Like it'll be one of those cards where he can use this as one of his actions. So we'll see how good it is. My guess is probably not great, and hopefully
8
unaffiliated.
8 dice, reroll any.
Stop it.
3 power.
Stop it.
I mean, if it's that, then it'd be fantastic. But I don't think it's going to be that.
You know what it would be? Would be
I mean,
really.
it's not that different than the attack that Iron Man gets.
What it'd be neat. What if it was like a card where like, because it's called Bear Hug, and like thematically, like he was giving him a bear hug, and what if he could play it on an enemy, and they couldn't like advance on their turn?
It would. Ooh.
Like they could still
That would be
attack.
very-
They could still attack and maybe like place and stuff, but they couldn't advance. Wouldn't that be cool? I doubt that's
that
what it
would
is,
be cool.
but
Yeah, that would. But we're deep into
yeah, I just thought that would be fun.
speculation cast right now. So, well, I would like to know what his cards are before I really write him. Well, I don't want to say write him off, but I'm not blown away. I'm not impressed,
Okay.
to be perfect.
I feel like something I want to mention that hasn't been mentioned. His spender is very, very good.
Is
Like-
very good.
Yeah,
Very, very good.
That
Like
is-
his
that is
spender
a
is
fair-
by far
that's
the
fair.
best thing about him, and that's not like a negative because that would be the best thing on a lot of models. And other note
It is,
is
it's
he's
great.
not in the same stratosphere as Kingpin as an overall model, so But that spender is absolutely fucking gas.
I mean, it's really good. I don't think that the short move is as bad because he does have access to a charge, so it doesn't bother me. I feel like once you get him stuck in, he can reliably stay there. Cause I mean, aggressive plus being size 3, and he has like 7 stam is a lot, and typically things aren't going to like he's never going to be one shot probably. Like it's very small chance that he's going to ever be one shot. It's going to take something like really huge like a Helios to get him. And then sometimes he might not even be two tapped. It just depends. So I think that he is pretty durable. I think and also to Brandon's point, like that spender is amazing. Like a size 4 throw, and it's just before damage is dealt. The thing that's really good about that spender is not that it's 7 dice or anything like that. It's that it auto throws just before the damage is dealt, so there's just no triggers on it. And then afterwards they get staggered. So it's insanely good. Like it's just a top tier spender. Everything else, I mean, you kind of like. I think everything plays into his kit really well. I kind of wish that he had like a pierce maybe on his barehanded slap. That probably would have felt pretty nice. But I mean, other than that,
Yeah.
I think he's durable. He has just an absolutely incredible spender. I think that he is pretty mobile. I mean, the short move does hurt, but I think he's pretty mobile, having aggressive and charge. And again, I think he's kind of hard to displace. I think what I like about him the most, outside of his spender and probably his stand pull, like I'm pretty high on both those things, is that I think that he actually is really good in faction. So when you look at Winter Guard and what we've seen so far, I like that you have this kind of more durable leader who is going to specifically hang back, range 4, range 5. And then you have this like really like ideal complementary piece to kind of go up front cuz I mean, once he gets his spender online, he's going to be slapping the shit out of people and kind of really causing a mess for your front line. And then you, like you have to deal with him. You can't like just leave him alone. So I like that you have two kind of polar opposite pieces there. Um, but I mean, outside of that, I think that for a 4 threat character, he is kind of middle of the pack. Um, that spender really bumps him up for me. His spender and stample that really does kind of amp it up for me a little bit. But I don't, I didn't see him and immediately think that I would take him out of affiliation in a lot of things, except for maybe Kingpin, because having that kind of displacement in Kingpin is really good.
Do
So,
you take him over Black Dwarf?
maybe.
So he's got less. He's got the same amount of health as Black Dwarf. He doesn't have damage reduction, and he can only throw sus 4 on a spender, not his actual throw.
Yeah, you still probably take Black Dwarf, but
I mean, and that was the kind of the point I wanted to make is like, I mean, I think he's good, but like, I think there's a model that's better that does better things than he does at that same level, and so it's like, yeah, you definitely take him in affiliation, but at the same point, it's like this is looking like a real meh affiliation. Like I just like
well,
it's fine if you like him, but I'm not sure. Like, I mean, I know
we gotta wait and see what Red Guardian kind of holds and what their tactics cards are. They might be. I mean, time.
there's still stuff to be. There's
Yeah,
time will tell and everything, but it's just right now it's just kind of like all right. And again, it's one of those things like not every affiliation can be amazing. Not every affiliation can be like super good. This is going to be a smaller affiliation, and they if they do niche things, I would have liked for him to be a little bit more niche of a character. I was kind of hoping they would just be 4 really like good niche pieces that you can like splash in, so you can like kind of splash the affiliation in. Um, it's kind
yeah.
of seeming like they're all going to kind of play off of each other as like, which is fine. It's just,
I think
I
that
think
they.
it's really going to hurt their splash ability.
I mean, you're looking at a. I mean, he's for Crimson Dynamo's for Dark Stars 3, so I imagine I would be surprised if Red Guardian's not 4, which would put them at a 15 point base, which is for 4 models at a 15-point base. I mean, I think that they probably can really get splashed maybe with some of the brawlier factions, but I mean I like him in affiliation. I think that overall he is like a for 4 threat. He's a decent piece. Nothing to get overexcited about, but I think that the things that he's aiming to do, he'll probably do pretty well. He'll get into the thick of it, and he'll survive, and then throw people around, which is what he's designed to do. So, but we can kind of go on to, I guess, our rating. So, since I'm speaking, I'll just go ahead and start. I think I'm just.
His throw is also only terrain, so yeah, I'm out. Yeah.
Oh, did you
I
just
thought
not
it
get
was terrain. Yeah, I just reread it, and I thought it was terrain or character, and yeah, just terrain. I did not.
Well, I
There's
think
no chance you play. There's no chance you play him over Black Dwarf. So like, if you're considering him, you just play Black Dwarf instead.
I mean, yeah, I think you're probably right, but I think if you get 3 power, you're probably just always doing the Bear Arm Brawler.
Yeah.
But I think I'm gonna give him just a C plus for now. I think that for a 4 threat, like again, in affiliation, he'll do the things that you want him to do pretty well. Out of affiliation, there's nowhere sticking out to me right now that I think that I would play him. Again, I think if maybe he had that wild Pierce on his barehand slap, I would really enjoy that. But other than that, yeah, C plus. He's an okay 4 threat with or just a really good spender. I love that spender. What about you, Brad?
I think he is good in faction, not really splashable unless you want a bear, and
Which is a perfectly good enough reason to splash this character.
That's fair. It's a beautiful model.
Yes.
He looks really cool.
He does a little bit of everything, but he doesn't like shine in any one area. I think that's pretty solidly a C.
Okay. Let's go to you, Fred.
I think I'm with Brad. I'm gonna give him a C as well. I can't think of a situation where I would take him over other models, say Venom or Black Dwarf, out of affiliation. In affiliation, I would bring him, but I'm not sure I will be playing this affiliation, so we'll see. This is all up in the air because there could still. I think that they are going to start making a lot more faction specific tactics cards, and this faction has a lot of potential to be turned on by some really well crafted tactics cards. So we'll see what happens. But right now, where things stand, I'm not hot on him, so I'm giving him a C.
Okay. Finally, Brandon, what do you think, man?
I don't think you ever splash him. Again, unless you like. First of all, like overall ranking for the model, the name of the attacks, like A plus. Like it's great. It's great. If you read everything else, I mean, I think he's. I think, like I said, it's really generic. I don't, like I said, I don't think you ever really splash him. I think in reality, you play him in affiliation because you have to. Like,
I think he's really good in affiliation. I think he gives them a lot of what they need.
I mean, there's also a scenario like if Red Guardian's more of a brawler, which, from what little I do know about Red Guardian, which is not a lot, he's also a fighter. So if he's very Captain America-esque, I mean, honestly, at that point, and they say he's 5 points and he's very Captain America-esque, then you've got 9, 10, 11. So like 12 with 3 models. I don't know if you even play him. Like you probably put him on your roster, but like how often are you really going to play him? Like
I think Red Guardian before,
depending on the
put him at
tactics
15.
cards and stuff. So, yeah, I'm gonna give him a C minus. I don't think he's very good. I don't hate him. He's a bear. And it really stinks too because like he's coming out with like Malekith, and that Malekith model is the most gorgeous fucking model this game's ever put out. So it's really like even his model is gonna get overshadowed because it's coming out with like the best model they've ever put together. which is sad because it's a bear.
I mean, you're probably not wrong. Malekith probably is the best model that they've designed so far.
Oh, that model is
It's a
absolutely
good one.
just. But yeah, it sucks because like if this would have came out by itself with like no other spoilers, like I probably would have been enticed to buy the bear regardless of what the card said, just to have a bear model.
Yeah.
But
Well, he's so you said C minus.
yeah, C minus.
So C
Yeah,
minus, a couple
honestly, it's
C's, and C plus. So
yeah. I had him at C, and I was set on C until I reread that he can't throw a character with his throw, and that's
I think that Spender puts him in at least C instead of C
yeah.
minus. But
The Spender's great. The Spender is great, but you just never attack him, right? Like you can pretty well avoid him. Like I mean, I don't know. Like that's kind of the thing with the aggressive too. That's kind of obnoxious. It's like you're never really gonna like attack him, right? Like, or you like wait for him to activate and then you can attack him and kind of like try to daze him in one go, and then he gets a nice little turn off, and then you just run it back and try to take him down because I mean, no damage reduction, no defensive tech. Like I mean, 7's a lot, but I mean, 3 dice he's gonna die. No.
Yeah.
I think he's
Yeah,
fine.
that was
I think my minus is definitely coming from the fact that I just reread that there was no character and it kind of bummed me out. Why can't a bear throw a person?
he does with
Come
Bear
on.
Arm Brawler.
He has Brandon. He has the same throw combo as Rogue. 3-point spender to throw character. 3-point terrain throw.
I think
What has been my
that's
biggest complaint ever with Rogue is that her throw on her person is only terrain.
yeah, but I think that's kind of the direction that they're going now is to not give you two avenues of throws. They're attaching throws onto an attack, and then they're giving you terrain throws on like
I
a
don't mind
superpower.
that. It's just gonna be like it definitely makes those
And
characters who can throw both that
the
much more
best
important. Like
thrower
the
in the
bad
game
5
can't
points.
throw characters.
The best thrower in the game.
He can't even throw characters.
Who's your hypothetically best thrower in the game?
Magneto.
Okay. I mean, that's fair, though. He should be able to throw Wolverine, though.
And Colossus.
That's true.
Yeah. There definitely should be an errata that he can just throw
Well,
all
Captain America.
metal-based beings.
There should be a tactics card. They
Yeah.
should come out with one down the road that like lets Magneto throw all those characters. But
Magneto's is the least thematic that he doesn't throw characters.
well, C's across the board, ranging from C plus to C minus. So very very middling character, probably good in affiliation. And then you probably don't see him too much more after that, unless somebody finds some kind of jank with him that we're not seeing. But overall, very 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 middle of the road. But let's move on to comic book recommendations. What do you have for us, Brad?
Okay, just a reminder, and tell people who maybe this is their first episode. I gave an overall Winter Guard recommendation, and then each character is going to get one individual recommendation because there aren't that many stories with the Winter Guard. So to have stories down the road, if they release more characters, they're each getting one. So Ursa Major's character recommendation is Avengers 2018, which is the current series, 10 and 11. This is by Jason Aaron, and there were a bunch of artists. Like between the two issues, there were like 10 or something. I didn't write all their names down. I also wrote a little side note for those that have seen Thor: Love and Thunder. Jason Aaron wrote the story that the movie is loosely based on. Invented Gore, the God Butcher, and that story arc has Assad Ribic art, and I've gone on and on about how good Assad Ribic is. So, just an extra little recommendation in there. But the story arc, the parts that concern Ursa Major, he starts in a gulag, but the Russian government comes and is willing to free him and wipe his record if he'll work with the new Winter Guard. He later has a run-in with Black Panther. It doesn't go so well, but it's good times. If you've seen the picture, well, if you haven't, I don't know how you found this episode. The picture of Ursa Major sitting at a table, like with a bottle of alcohol, like that is from this comic. It's also going to the picture of the thumbnail for the episode
Oh, nice. I'll be looking forward
on
to seeing that.
audio and YouTube is that picture. That's what I'm saying. Like you probably saw it at least when you clicked on this video or went to this episode on iTunes or whatever.
All right, nice. I'm very much looking forward to that thumbnail. That's gonna be good. Gigantic Russian bear drinking. Probably vodka. I mean,
Probably vodka.
doesn't get much better than that. Let's talk about what we're gonna be playing him in. Let's start with you, Brandon. Did you have a list?
You're gonna be playing him in. Nothing.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
Fair
I'm
enough.
kidding.
Dark
That
Dimension.
was a joke. I'm dual tasking on my phone, so if someone wants to go, I can get mine pulled up.
Okay, I've got mine.
Yeah,
right here.
Go ahead. Do
Okay.
it. Do the thing.
Play him with Winter Guard
Yep.
or X-Men because he's a mutant.
Yep. I've got one. And so Jared, you said jokingly in Dark Dimension.
Don't steal it. I was
but
serious.
Oh, well, I was gonna put him in Dark Dimension.
Go ahead. We'll share this one.
Yeah. So, yeah. You are better at putting together sentences than me, but I was just thinking that extra power would almost certainly help him to use that spender more often. And it would make it, and he's got a lot of stuff on his card, like he can charge a lot to burn off excess power in factions. So there's lots of stuff that he can use that extra power would help him with. You go.
Yeah, I like him specifically because he's a tankier piece, and I find that where I'm taking a lot of cheaper characters in Dark Dimension, I mean, they die. They die pretty good. 7 health is kind of an awkward one to kind of leave him at 1 on. That way the leadership doesn't daze him in the power phase. So it makes that less likely to trigger. And then his charge is always online, which I like to take Zemo and stuff like that. So anytime that you can just automatically charge all the time, I like that in Dark Dimension. But I specifically like him because he gives you a good piece to hold down lines, and you get to bear arm brawlers more often. And I really like that because the pieces that scare me the most are things like Hulk into Dormammu or She-Hulk, and I really like being able to throw those characters away and then also giving them a stagger to kind of help protect my Dormammu or maybe even my squishier pieces. So I like him for that. Yeah, I think he'll be okay in Dark Dimension.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Brandon.
That's the one that I could come up with that was that I could think of splashing him in.
Yeah, I mean, I like him in that. So, yeah, do you have your roster, Brandon, or your list?
Sorry, I was helping a 7-year-old find a tablet and a charger. I do have a list, and it's kind of funny because I forgot that I put this list together. And it's very enjoyable for me to recreate it because the leader of the list that I have is going to feed off of Brad's love for mutants.
Yes, I'm already in.
So I think you should play Ursa Major with X-Men with Cyclops.
I knew that's where you were going.
Because the best thing about Ursa Major by a long shot is what?
The spender.
His spender. And guess what Cyclops can do? He can make that spender cost 1. Right?
All right.
Kinda.
Two different allies can pay 1, right? And reduce it to 1?
Yeah.
Kinda.
Kinda. Yeah.
Technically, that worked.
He's saying
Yes.
kinda because it does work. He's just not a fan of where you're going with it.
No, it's you never get to do his thing.
You do if you
Cyclopses.
build your entire list around playing Cyclops and Ursa Major, and then some of the ranged X-Men members, like the one and only Jean Grey. No, I'm just
Oh
kidding.
yeah, no,
She's not.
don't
She's
kid,
not.
don't be joking. Keep going.
She's not. She's not. She's not on this list. Just
Maybe
yeah, you
stop
just play
scrimmaging.
you just play your. Honestly, I mean, God, no, I can't even convince myself. I couldn't hold it together. But yeah, I think with Cyclops, you can take advantage of Cyclops' leadership. Um, then play Storm, but don't use her leadership.
Is Cyclops' leadership once per turn? I've never seen him, like, I haven't looked at his
No.
card in so long. It's not? Oh, you could really get him in the thick of things, and then you could get off 2 spenders, easy peasy.
So for the fact that nobody's probably ever read Cyclops' leadership, I'm going to go ahead and read it. So
Yeah.
once per turn, when an allied
Is it
character
once per
declares an attack
turn?
action, but before it chooses an attack to use, any number of allied characters within 3 of
It's
the
so
attacking
much worse than
character
I
may
thought.
spend 1 power. For each 1 power spent in this way, reduce the power cost of the attacking character's attack by 1 to a minimum 1 for this attack action.
Oh,
Jesus Christ. That's just so bad.
It
Like,
is once per turn.
how did that make it?
It's even better because, like, even Brad, who has only ever played mutants, had it wrong.
It's so much worse than I thought. Oh, shit.
However, with Ursa Major, you can take full advantage of a spender 1 time, and
Yeah,
then you
per
have the
turn.
power left over to throw a piece of terrain and not a character at somebody.
I mean, if he starts off with 3 power, he could charge, and then if you've the turn before pre-put everyone in the spot that he will be, then you can use Cyclops' leadership and charge and get a Veron Brawler off for
Yeah.
3.
That's a lot of business for this to work.
You're a man of science, Fred. Make it work.
No.
I mean, you just have to, throw in some characters that are good. Throw in, like Beast and Colossus, Rogue, and just
Ooh.
play like 1.5 million points because that's the only way that roster is going to work.
You could
You're going to lose, but
you
you're going to
could
have a bear on the table. So
you could do
you've
like
kind of won.
Cyclops, Ursa Major, Beast, take Lockjaw, and have like a real zoo. That'd be good, right? Take Rocket Raccoon.
I'm actually pretty well all in on that. Yeah, Rocket,
Yeah,
Beast,
take a
Ursa
freaking.
Major, Lockjaw.
Don't even
and then
take Cyclops anymore. Just take Craven. Take Craven
Yeah.
and then nothing but animals.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's there's an unaffiliated list for you, Michael.
And then you can have Malekith riding the. I'm not sure what
Ah,
the
yeah.
mythological
I'm trying to
beast
see if
is.
there's any more
Correct
animals that
name
I'm
is.
missing. Um, you know,
Lizard.
in all seriousness, something that I might play for fun, just to like dick around, is playing like absolutely nothing but aggressive people.
Aggressive is definitely becoming much more common, right?
It is. It's gonna take a
Yeah.
whole list full of just people that have aggressive,
We don't get damage reduction anymore, but we sure getting aggressive.
which is how many characters have aggressive?
Sounds like a Cerebro search to me.
I'm doing it now.
I'm gonna go with 6.
You got 5. Got Ursa Major, Scourge, She-Hulk, Sabretooth, Crossbones.
You just play Crossbones.
Yeah, I mean I have to play Crossbones, but what is that? That's 6, 10, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's 20 threat of aggressive. If you don't take She-Hulk, you could actually play Cabal with like a lot of aggressive models. So, there's that. Well, for
Also,
our
nobody's ever going to target Crossbones because he'll never be near anybody.
he'll get in the fight eventually, my guy. You just got to give him a couple turns. But we'll take us out, Fred, with your non sequitur recommendation.
Okay, so I struggled with this one a little bit. My first thought when I saw that it was going to be this guy is the movie The Revenant, the Leonardo DiCaprio movie.
Yeah, yeah, I'm here for some Hugh
But
Glass.
that is
Yeah.
not that is not my recommendation for several reasons. One, I think it's a little bit too sequitur. It's a little bit too on the nose. But two, I'm trying to keep this to stuff that I like unequivocally like, and the movie was fine. I didn't love it. It was fine. So instead of that, I'm going to go to another American frontier uh, adventure movie. And this one is an adventure movie from the 90s. And this is a movie called The Last of the Mohicans.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Uh,
that's a good one.
Yeah. This is Daniel Day-Lewis at his hottest. And this is also just it's also a white savior narrative, if let's just call it what it is. But it's also a great movie about an adventure that's taking place on the frontier in colonial America. It's really exciting. It holds up, and the soundtrack is kind of incredible. Uh, and I highly recommend it. It's a very good movie.
It is a good movie.
Yeah.
Well, I am going to. Oh, go ahead.
I've got one oh what were you gonna say? I've got one more thing, but it can wait.
Well, we were talking about Hugh Glass. I was just gonna say, for people who do listen to podcasts, I mean, you're listening to this one, so you probably listen to podcasts. But The Dollop with Dave Anthony and Gareth Reynolds, they're hilarious. And if you've never listened to them before, they cover just crazy shit throughout history. Like it'd blow your mind some of the shit that's happened that they talk about. But they're both comedians, and they're hilarious. And they specifically have an episode about Hugh Glass, who was do what?
Their Hugh Glass episode was the first episode of theirs I listened to, and it was fantastic.
It is so funny. So if anything, just look up The Dollop and watch or listen to their episode on Hugh Glass, because that was who Leonardo DiCaprio portrayed in The Revenant, and it is fucking hilarious. I was rolling laughing whenever I listened to it. But all right, go ahead, Fred.
Hey, Jared.
Yeah.
To take you behind the curtain, I had debated bringing The Dollop as my non sequitur recommendation.
Nice. I mean, that episode was so funny.
Just for that reason.
Yeah.
But there is one thing that I would like to request at the end of my segment, and that is, hey, Brandon, what's your keep this kind of small, but what's your letter recommendation for your letter grade for Dark Star?
Oh, I don't remember.
Okay.
Hold on.
All right,
Hold on.
that's good.
Just feel it.
I'm putting you on the spot.
Feel it inside. Just give us a letter. What is it?
I gotta go remind myself. I'll be honest. I knew I probably wasn't gonna make Dark Star, so I didn't. I feel like it wasn't great.
ABCD. ABCD. What you got?
Real quick.
What do you got? What do you got?
C minus.
Okay.
There it is. Marked
right.
forever. C minus. All right. So that's it for me. Take us away, Jared.
All right. Well, that wraps us up this week for Ursa Major. If you are listening to us on YouTube, or if you're listening to us on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you're finding us, stay tuned in next week, because we will be talking about Malekith. So that's a very exciting piece. I know that
Big hype.
Yeah, all of us are looking forward to talking about him. So be sure to stay tuned if you're watching us on YouTube and stuff. Make sure to give us a like and a subscribe. Helps out with the channel. And until then, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.